Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the war room. Jake and
Welcome.
Dieter are locked. Let's be honest, it's mostly gentlemen, and actually none of them are gentlemen. They're all scoundrels. But
That's right.
yeah, we're gonna do a thing on PFF. Let's just give some love to PFF. They have some
Yep.
preposterous grades, and they got some weird thoughts on a lot of things, and they're kind of worm brained in a lot of areas. But they got one hell of a mock draft simulator, Jake.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you read RF Hassan's piece on the Draft Network because they
Oh,
used to have
that was the perfect encapsulation of ain't gonna read all that. Sorry that happened or congratulations. But
right,
it looked like it was well reported. I just
right.
can't get through 3 paragraphs of
These- It's
self-referential reporting.
it was a lot, but the Draft Network basically they used to have like a pretty good draft tool,
Yeah,
but you had to be a subscriber, and their big board was interesting, and then the website slowly disintegrated after they lost people
I'm
and
stunned that a media
grossly
website.
mismanaged.
Yeah,
Apparently.
really? That just doesn't
Shocker.
exist. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to
Hmm.
draft for the 49ers, and we're going to put our ham brain theories to the
Yep.
test. And I think we'll do this a couple of times. We'll see how this one goes. Talk through some possible trades, some
Hmm.
tactics that we've heard from the 49ers that they might be interested in making, some stuff that we would be interested in doing. We'll try to delineate between the two of them. And as we look here, first off, we got to select the San Francisco 49ers. Otherwise, it's a complete waste of time. We're going to go slow to start.
Yep.
We'll speed this bad boy up. And I'm going to come with I want a little bit of PFF board in our life.
I know
PFF board again, little ham brain, but the public also stupid. So
right. I know. I tried to look on Reddit to see what the best settings were for this draft, just to see if there was any absolute freak tester.
Talk me through that.
I don't know. I've tried this many times. Drafting for needs more or less randomness. Randomness is just terrible. It creates a nightmare.
We're getting rid of the randomness. Well,
A tiny bit of randomness.
I want a little bit of randomness because this is same argument with the public versus PFF board. Like everyone's going to have their own thing. If we're just doing mock drafts, that's just a bunch of dudes like us. Like that shouldn't be
right.
That shouldn't be the standard.
So this is going to be a thing where there's a lot of times where I do these and I'm like, that was not realistic. This guy shouldn't be available, and then I'll restart. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're just going to let it. We're just going to let it ride.
No, we're rocking and rolling with these settings. So we're going to go I don't know, two in on PFF. You want to just call it right down the middle on positional value, or do you even want to go more? Positional value matters. That means
Slightly
quarterback.
More. I tend to lean more on positional value, but sometimes there's freaks who just want to draft the tight end in the top 10 picks, and that's their prerogative. But that's not the norm.
Draft for needs, maybe drop that to exactly where positional value is. Okay.
That sounds great.
Then we leave on a little bit of, can I get less? Nope, it has to be that. Okay.
I like it.
Let's do this thing. And as we start here, we should note Jake really likes the tackle from Washington. And I'm thinking he's what? Somewhere between 12 and
15 to 20 feels like his range.
Whoa.
Do you think 12's not out of the question either. I'm just saying.
Do you think that the Indianapolis Colts would be interested in Deebo Samuel? Would the 49ers go back to the well?
Based on the fact that they have two needs and one of them is a wide receiver.
Well, they did just pay Michael Pittman a lot of money. But
I did that.
The 49ers have done business with this exact pick before.
I like it.
Shall we go back to the well?
And most importantly, you jump the Seahawks, who really, you think they're not interested in a road grading tackle/guard from Washington?
We got to be realistic about what we're offering here. So we're going to offer Deebo Samuel in a trade, which is going to require there's a lot of cap nonsense with that too. So I mean, this is bold. We're going to have to kind of win this trade. I'm not going to try again and again and again. We're going to give one good offer, and then we're going to move on. Maybe we try the Saints, but we're going to give one good offer here.
That sounds good.
Deebo Samuel for 15. That's not going to fly. So what if we toss in the Trey Lance pick? Now the Niners are definitely going to move 124. Well, they can move to 123 or 125, but they are not taking Trey Lance.
Yeah, 124, 132, 130,
Yeah.
All right.
Can we toss in round 4 for next year, or is that too rich?
No,
Because
that's
it
not
does
too
feel
rich.
like we're giving up a lot now.
Let's see what that looks like.
41% chance.
Okay,
If
so
we give
there's
one of these
another route
comp
we could
picks.
go.
Oh, talk to me.
There's another route we could go where you could throw 31 in there and get back a second rounder from them and get
Go
weird
46.
and see what that looks like.
Okay, let's try that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this just for argument's sake. So that's definitely going to happen.
Right.
But let's get that 46 involved. Oh, now we're cooking.
Okay,
Now
let's
we're
think
cooking.
about that.
You want to throw 82 in there and see what happens?
See what 82 looks like.
Nope. 117 is not good enough.
117
What about next year's round 2? Nope, not a chance.
Next year's round 3.
And
next
then we
year's
toss
round
in the
3
Lance.
and we throw in a mid-rounder.
I got 1546 next year's round 3 for 31 and 124 in Deebo Samuel.
So we move up about 15 spots, and then we also bridge a gap, and we get mid-second round. We get a next year's third round, and we give up a random middle round pick that we're not all that interested in.
I'm not loving this trade, Jake. I think it's too rich by half because now you also have to draft a wide receiver, and you don't have 31 to do it. You're hoping at 46 and 63 that like Xavier Leggett. I think you'd have to trade up again.
Okay.
To the top. So I'm not digging it.
Let's see.
Do you want me to do it or no?
Hold off for one moment. Let's see what we got here.
Let's try the Saints at 14. Now they need a playmaker.
And they've got the same they got the Denver pick in the same range that we're looking for.
Yeah. We can move to 14 and 45. Now, what we get rid of this guy? What if we move 63, 94, and 124? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. What if we just go full Mike Ditka and just give up the entire no, okay. Yeah, Deebo Samuel doesn't seem to have much trade value, which is terribly understandable. Also, I'm really not sure how the New Orleans Saints would be able to make that work cap-wise. So
they'll figure out a way.
I mean, one more move is that we go to the Trent Baalke well. We hope it works out. And in fact, let's just wait on this.
Here's the thing.
Let's wait and see if our guy's there.
Yes.
Okay.
We wait to see what Seattle does.
Okay.
And then we try and make a move.
So they're going to go Caleb Williams 1. We know that. It'll probably be Daniels 2. Oh, Drake May. Okay. There's some randomness right there for you. Jaden Daniels 3. They're going to go with a black coach and a black quarterback in New England. Good luck to them on that. That's too much too soon for that market. Neighbors at 5. I like that. That's a good move. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's already off the rails. Joe Alt at 7 makes all the sense in the world.
I could see the Giants doing that.
Oh, they just gave $40 million to Daniel Jones. Like
Ellis Turner.
Yes.
Blaga.
Yeah, this is all clicking. Okay, Brock Bowers at 11 is something. Jared Verse 12, that's just been kind of known forever. Okay,
now we're in the range here.
You want to pause and offer a trade? Do we want to go back to the 15 well?
Let's see. Let's see.
There's clearly a run on tackles here. Are we giving up Deebo for a tackle?
I would love to do that. Yes. Let's try 15 in Deebo. And
15 and Deebo's not gonna play.
And 94.
Okay. Wow. What
do you think?
Am I pressing the go?
Wait. Don't hit that. That's the resume draft button, which I've hit many times.
Sorry. I just go towards color.
Are you into that?
Deebo 94 for 15 is a pretty nice return. Can I go one step bolder and see? No. Okay. They really don't like that pick. I would take that deal.
Wait. Throw in. Yeah.
we getting real saucy. You want to think we can get 117? I was trying to
get like 234.
Oh, thank God. 234 hurts the chances of the trade. Okay.
All right. Let's just let it ride. 15.
Just give me next year round 5. No. Next year round 6. No. I don't need next year round 7. Okay. Is there a player that we could toss in here?
No.
Can we get back Trey Sermon?
Let's let this ride.
Okay. Sorry.
It'd be funny if the Trey Sermon thing actually added to the value. So take Trey Sermon off of there. I think we just let it ride as is, and we get.
By the way, we're not forcing this through. We're not forcing this through.
No, so it's a 50-50 shot.
One and done. Here we go. They don't.
All right. Well, they didn't like it.
Do you want to talk? I mean, okay. I will give one more offer. I lied. I'll give one more offer. Can you toss in this comp 176 and see if it gets you anywhere?
That'll help.
You want to try that? Or do you even want to go lower?
Try
211.
211.
You have too much in the 7th round anyway. You got to get rid of some of these. Ready? Deebo Samuel. Gone.
We have traded Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I say we go get. So real quick, let's just talk through the options here. There are
Newton.
Also,
Newton's
we have 24 offers on the table.
Yeah, people are interested, but there's clearly pardon me. There's clearly a run on tackles. Newton is not my number one DT. I like him.
I watched him last night. I think he's explosive. I also think he can get washed down in the run game in a way I'm not stoked about.
Cooper DeJean is a nice special teams player. I think he is a corner. I know there's a lot of prejudice against him because of his type. But, Jason Sehorn. Quinion Mitchell turned down a lot of high-end offers to leave Toledo. People are in love with him. He's like a lock to be in this spot. I'm not sure about him in the 49ers scheme fit. I just don't feel as good about it. Obviously, he's a very talented player, and it will probably work out, but there's just some question in my mind. Latu's crazy explosive off the edge. He's a really good player.
He's intriguing.
Byron Murphy is the better of the two defensive tackles, more athletic, way more of a scheme fit for the 49ers. I think he would be a viable option, but probably too rich at 15 just because of the way the Niners handled their positions. You think Fautanu is like a god?
I love him. I love him. He's crazy athletic. He has a snatch trap technique that reminds me of Trent Williams.
Ding.
It's awesome.
Okay.
And while some people see him more as a guard, I think he's way too athletically gifted. Also, the thing about needing a tackle who's crazy tall, it doesn't do it for me. I just think he is the most perfect scheme fit for the 49ers. And I also think Seattle is going to be interested. And jumping up a pick over Seattle to get this guy, who played football in Washington.
Let's be clear about this. And by the way, they do have a lot of crossover with Washington. Is not their offensive coordinator? Did Grubb go to Seattle? No, it doesn't matter. Backyard, they want to have that connection. We're going to take Troy Fautanu, tackle, Deebo Samuel, and 64. So we can get back in and get a Deebo Samuel replacement at 31 here, in theory.
Oh, for sure. And we're going to have options. We're going to have at least two guys we should have feel very good about.
I feel good about this already, Jake. I think this is going splendidly.
I love this.
We're also mainly because you got your guy.
Yes, we're also saving a tiny bit of money here.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
by trading Deebo, we're saving something like $8 million.
So here comes the cornerback run. Murphy goes at 18. What are the Rams going to do? Probably make something smart move. That's a good move. Yeah, look at that. Brian Thomas. Okay, you can have him. I like Thomas. He's fine. Mims, too much of a project for me. Cooper DeJean makes perfect sense at 22. They also need a kick returner. Wiggins is fine. Graham Barton, I'm not sold on personally.
It's tough when he's a tackle that you moved back to center, and he played center earlier in his career, but these picks all make sense.
Tampa taking Guyton makes a lot of sense. Kool-Aid at 28, you need a Travarius White replacement. Chop at 29 makes sense. Darius Robinson at 30 is like the most Ravens thing that's ever existed. And then we're left with a screen that I've seen many times before.
I know what
Jackson
I want to do
Powers
here.
Johnson at center. PFF seems to think that this is where he's going. I don't have a reason to disagree with them. A lot of mock drafts have indicated that he'll go earlier, but it seems like this is the right range for him.
Agreed.
I think Tyler Nubin, the safety out of Minnesota, is a very good player. I would not take him in the first round, not with their needs. Peyton Wilson, I have some questions about his ability to stay on the field. He's an older linebacker. If you got him in the second round, mid-second round, I'd love it. I think there's a reason that his ADP and his PFF rank are separated. I'm not a big Zach Frazier guy. I think you can get Zach Frazier.
We love a lot of interior offensive linemen, and they're available late.
Yeah.
At least we'll see in the real draft, but in these mock drafts, they go much later than they should.
Now, let me throw something at you here. We're going to go full Belichick. I'm looking at the Carolina Panthers at 33 and 39. Now, they do not need a quarterback, but they might want somebody here. So let's see if the Carolina Panthers are interested. Oh, look at that. They are.
We've got a lot. So just to be clear, we've got 26 people who want to trade with us.
Well, yeah, because I think a lot of, especially with Bo Nix sitting there, and again, we're giving a lot of credit to the PFF mock draft machine. I don't think there's a lot of built-in generative AI.
Yeah, let me give you some of what I'm thinking here.
Toss it my way.
We're 31. I am not married. There's none of these guys where I'm like, we got to take him right now.
Let me tell you who honestly, I would. Can I throw out who I would take? I think I would take Kamari Lassiter. I really like him. For all the reasons that I like Dennis Rakestraw, I think Kamari Lassiter does it even better. I do think that Fisk, we risk, because where are we at? It was 63. He's not going to be there.
Right.
And we're both hell-bent on Fisk. The more I watch, the more I'm like, it has to be him. So I'm looking at Carolina. They got 39 and 33.
I think we get a lot of value if we move down to 39.
Now, what if we try to get both of them and toss in some of these extra picks in here and see what we can do? Let's just go.
I love where you're.
I mean, I'm not trying to trade down to. I want to make sure we lose some of this collateral. Like 124 has got to go. Right. 132, 176.
I don't think any of this.
They're not interested. That's fine.
But what about trying to move down to 39 and they give us back 65?
Okay, let's try that. Hold on, we got to get rid of everything. Okay. And then we also get 65. And then I'll toss in 124.
And let's say 132.
Let's maybe go 30. Well, let's go 35. Okay. Well, how low can we go? That's tight. Give him 151. That's a 50-50 shot right there. 31 down to 39.
Although that's a major gap. From
all this does is put us more in kind of no man's land at 63 and 65. I would like to be a little lower. I'm just not seeing a lot of Washington. Let's try Washington.
Let's look at the Chargers.
Okay. No. Let's start Washington first, because I want to be right here. I want to be right in this meaty middle that I'm looking at on the screen right now. I want 36 and 40. And Washington needs to do a lot. So let's go 36 and 40. Okay. And this offer that we already had here is no bueno.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw him 63 and 124. Oh, you see now. Now we're going somewhere. Now, if they toss in maybe our 100.
Our pick.
No. 139. Hey, no. 152. Okay, we're getting closer. I don't know why. It just keeps getting better and worse. 36 and 40, I feel, is like ace. Now the issue
we could also trade down again from 40.
We'll see who's there.
Yeah.
And by the way, we'll speed this thing up.
we're starting slow because these are the rounds that matter, and it's going to get weirder as we go. But we're sort of building a huge gap here if we do this all the way to 132.
But I feel like that's our gap.
I
feel like we need to get out of round 3. And maybe
the 49ers do not have a great history there.
No, maybe we go 30. Oh, not even that. Let's go 30.
Well, we already got basically at around 3, I think.
We're getting there. We're getting there. We're close. 32. Let's go 35. So 31, 63, and 135 for 36 and 40.
Wait, I'm completely on board with this.
And if this doesn't go, I'll toss in 215 for good measure, because I just don't want it. I just don't want it. They took it. Fantastic. Okay, let's see who they take.
Let's see what we get at.
So who are they going to take? Okay, that's fine. Kansas City takes Ladd McConkey. Okay, they might need a lot of new receivers. Given
Tampa.
Correct. Troy Fuckin, you can have him. This laid out perfectly. Okay, we lose Lassiter. That's fine.
What I'm targeting here, I bet you know what I'm going to say.
We have to do Fisk, right?
Fisk and Leggett is
that's the idea. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's
scroll down and see who else is out there.
Well, now Kingsley we don't need anymore. I loved Kingsley in this range. Ricky Pearsall, probably too rich for my blood at this range.
Yep.
I feel like we're in really good shape. Now, Ruka Row is my kind of dude.
He's dope. I like him
Keon
a lot too.
Coleman is going to be a Kyle Shanahan favorite. No doubt about that in my mind. I'm looking, where is Xavier Legette? Oh boy, we could have moved down even more. Do you think we should move?
I don't know. Legette is somebody who might go 40 or he might go 63.
So you're fine with reaching on that?
I say we take Fisk. We see what
let's do
happens in the next few picks.
Okay, that's fine.
And
Is any of these could be Legette? Peyton Wilson. Okay, that's a classic. That would be a classic Harbaugh move. I mean, he'd be good. Okay, you lose Rakestraw.
Okay, let's see. You know, the Packers need O-line help. What if? Yeah.
Where do you think Legette would go? Because right now you have.
I think this is where it starts. It's 40 to 50, in my opinion.
You want to call up the Raiders? You want to call up the Falcons?
Let's just look at the board. Like, here's the thing: is there anyone?
Bo Nix is still sitting there. We're not Frazier heads. Saints
Stills and nickel. I like him, but I also
to be fair, they do need. I was talking to Matt Mayoko on KMBR, and he seems to think that the Niners are just going to move Diamador Lenore to outside corner, and they're going to draft a nickel. I don't think that's a good idea, but he was pretty hell-bent on it. It didn't sound like speculation on his end. So,
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, nickel is the cheaper position. You stand a better chance of paying Lenore down the line than, like, the value doesn't make sense to me. Nickels are cheaper. I'd rather get an outside corner.
Then you probably have to be getting a corner. Now, the guys that we really like at corner, maybe we do something fun here and we actually look at a position. Where are you? There you are. Saints show Kyrie Jackson. I mean, this is our guy. We love Renardo Green. I like Chris Abrams Drain a lot. That's not a homer pick. I just legitimately like him a lot.
So that's the question, right? Do we
Smith Wade? I like Kalen King. I think that we have options. I don't think we need to go corner here, is what I'm saying.
Right. So my question is, we've got a major gap until 124.
Maybe
do we try and get a little ammo to bridge that a tiny bit?
Okay. So let's go. Let's call up the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
And they got 74 and 43. And they got 79.
Let's try and get like 79.
They don't want it. But hey, now. What about now? Okay. What about now? What about now? They're holding on. They're holding on.
That makes sense. Life. We're not giving them great value here.
All right, let's go
Raiders.
I think we gotta go back to the Trent Baalke well. 96.
How far are we dropping? 48's a little dicey though. I don't. Legette might be gone.
Saints. We already said no. Saints. Let's try the Saints.
Yeah,
that's a big drop too. 45 to 150. So we're moving down 5 and we're gaining like nothing. Raiders. The Raiders. 44 and 77. Hey now. There's a little something there. 44 and 77.
Let's take a look. It feels like we don't have.
I don't think we got the ammunition, but we do have 124. That's a 27% chance. If we toss in 215, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. I think we're kind of stuck where we're at. I think we've already made our big moves.
So.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Here's the thing: if we want a corner. Because we need a wide receiver here. We've built a need in where you don't want to do that in the draft, where you are drafting for needs. But
we went all the way in. Okay,
and
I think we just got to
stretch.
I think we just do it. I think we just. I would take Keon Coleman over Xavier Legette personally.
Interesting. Here's the thing: I like Coleman, but
I can't believe Ricky Pearsall is so highly rated.
That's the thing, though. Like, there's 3 receivers we like here. Like, does it need to be Legette? You know, if we slide.
Have you watched any Burton? I wasn't a bit. I've lightly watched Burton. I'm not sure.
I've not watched much of Burton, to be honest.
Okay. What do we got?
Intriguing.
Tell me how big
I watched a little bit of Jalen Polk. He didn't totally do it for me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
But we've got 3 wide receivers we like here. So my question is, do we want to get in the range where we can go get like Renardo Green by sliding back a little bit? Or do we think?
We have 124 and 132. So is the
Right.
suggestion here that we package 124, 132 for, let's say, well,
No, we give up one of those to try and get to like what if,
no,
like
not
go back to Houston.
What about if you want to get to the 77 range? What if we do? Ooh, that's tight. Now we're talking. Okay. Raiders 44 and 77 for 40, 124. We have to move off 124. If we're trying to be realistic at all, 124 will not be used by the 49ers. You cannot have a 1-to-1 comparison. It's bad enough that you already traded Deebo for a 15.
Right.
So hopefully your man.
This isn't doing it. This isn't doing it for me.
No. Okay.
I love having the latest round pick. I'll be honest.
Okay. You have two of them. Effectively.
Go back to Houston real quick.
Houston's to move down 2 spots.
Yep. Like 86 would be great.
42 and 86. Okay. Hey now. You want to get rid of 215?
I like that.
What if we get rid of 251 instead? That's right on the line. You feeling good about 215?
We got a good relationship with Houston.
We do have
we can have an open conversation. Let's start with 251. See what Houston says. We're on good terms.
Yeah, that's
a good
those
point. Guys.
D'Amico will get it done for us. Look at that. Look at this relationship that we have. Okay.
So pleasure doing business with you folks.
Anyone who's listening, thank goodness you've hung around this long. You truly are a sicko. We just traded 40, 124, the Trey Lance pick, and 251 for 42 and 86. So now after all I said about I don't like being in the third round, we just traded away 124 and 251 to do that. Okay, let's resume the draft and watch Xavier Legette go.
Probably.
But we do have 3. We do have 3 that we like. Xavier Worthy, who we're not the biggest fans of, doesn't fit the thing.
And okay. Jordan Morgan, who I'm lukewarm on and who people keep mocking to the 49ers at 31. Not doing it for me.
Doesn't make any sense to me. I think he's more of a guard.
All right.
I think we just have to do it. I think we go Keon Coleman here.
Okay.
Unless you want to go, who have we already taken? Who have we taken already?
We have taken Troy Fautanu. And we have taken Braden Fisk. So we've got a tackle and a defensive tackle.
So we don't need Luka Rororo. We're not Chris Bress.
We're looking for a wide receiver here.
Roman Wilson, not for me.
Open up the wide receiver list real quick.
Okay, let's just take a look. I mean, this is the last thing you want to be doing is just looking at a specific position and locking it in. Roman Wilson out of Michigan. He's fine. He's
a little tiny for me.
He's fine. The thing is, you need someone with the big ol' upside. You need someone who has the chance to be a total game changer. I think Xavier Legette has probably the highest upside. There's also then the downside with Xavier Legette in this scenario where it is such an obvious comp. Went to South Carolina.
I agree.
Got the big booty. Like all these things that are, he's a taller Deebo.
Right.
In theory, that makes you think, take that guy.
Yep.
But that, if again, we're trying to be somewhat realistic here in this preposterous world we exist in.
I'm with you, though. Keon Coleman is a really interesting, he's a freak.
I think he's going to block well. I know that there's been some knocks, but when he does engage, I think he's very Ayukian. And that's clearly worked out for the 49ers. I think it will work out better for this offense. He is someone who will go over the middle, too.
He's just somebody that I get excited, like Pearsall, Coleman, and Legette. I'm like...
Pearsall's got some... Pearsall just seems like he's going to be a Ram, which is probably the reason you take him. I don't think Ricky Pearsall is worth pick number 42 in the draft.
I don't either.
Now, if he is sitting there at 86, that would be a win. We can't risk it. We're taking Keon Coleman with pick number 42. Keon Coleman out of Florida State. Love it.
All right.
We're going all Seminoles all the time. Okay.
Yeah. So now we got to look at
speed this thing up a little bit because I don't think we're making
speed it up a little bit. No, I'm good. I'm good speeding this thing up a tiny bit.
Okay, Penix goes. There's Legette at 46, Kingsley at 47, and now Roman Wilson goes 50. Pearsall at 51.
That's a better spot for him.
That makes a lot more sense. You know who I haven't seen come off the board yet is my big, lovely, sweaty fella from Texas. I don't believe he's come off the board. We're into the third round now.
There goes Roger Rosengorton.
As Walker goes early in the third round, he would have been a good option there. Now we're coming up on 86.
There goes Sweat.
There's
Sweat.
Javon Baker. That would have been a nice one. I would have been okay, but the way that we went, we had to have more immediate.
There's Max Melton. Hopefully we don't get a run on corners. Our guy is still there.
Wow.
Our guy is still there.
Renardo Green. I mean, it's without
I
question.
don't think there's a discussion. I think
I think we should have a discussion about how much we loved Florida State's team. But that's a different conversation for after I select Renardo Green here with pick
starting
number 86.
Corner, day one.
By the way, it should be noted, it's pick 86 really should be the Dolphins, but they had to forfeit it.
Right.
Fun times. Here we go. Renardo Green. Now we're going to have 132, 176, and 215 remaining.
I love that. That's a perfect gap. Got time to discuss.
And we're thinking center. We're thinking tight end. Yep. And just other player that we like. Is that what we're thinking?
Yes. Center, tight end, and athletic upside.
Okay. So big Tanner Bortolini range here for us.
Tanner Bortolini and Bo Limmer out of Arkansas.
Oh, Bo Limmer is new to us. We just started watching him a couple days ago.
There's your guy, Mason McCormick.
Yeah, Mason McCormick. I knew that was going to happen, but you make sacrifices along the way. We got a long ways to go here. I'm going to speed this up just.
Eric All, tight end out of
I would have liked Chris Abrams Drain. I like either of the Missouri corners. I think that they were somewhat interchangeable. There goes Bo Limmer at 114. That stinks.
Okay.
Cade Stover at 115 would have been a nice pickup as well. The tight end out of Ohio State. I think he's underrated in this draft. We're coming up here. Now, there's a lot of guys, here's some running backs. Smith Wade, the corner out of Washington State's a nice player. Cooper Beebe.
Oh, there goes Muhammad Kamara, who's intriguing.
Cooper Beebe and Muhammad Kamara would have been really nice options. There's no question as to who we're taking here, though.
Well,
no, there's no question, Jake. This is my guy. You have to let me have this.
Okay.
Now, I will say,
hey, this is the war room. We got to have a discussion here. This
is happening. I'm pounding the table. For Tyrone Tracy Jr. Now, let's talk about Ben Sinnott.
That's the other guy I was interested in.
The tight end out of Kansas State. This is a Kittle, not replacement or anything, but it's a very Kittle-ish pick in that he had very limited production, moved around the offense a lot, an offense that didn't push the ball down the field. Good luck to Ohio State. They got that guy as their quarterback. But all athleticism, has the right size, and all the questions that people have about Ben Sinnott, I feel like the 49ers would just answer them in training camp.
Listen, yeah, I watched him last night, and when I look at a tight end that's athletic, I want to see, are they physical enough and committed to blocking? And he is.
He goes to Kansas State. It's the same thing it's the Iowa of the Big 12.
That's the only other guy where I'm like, do we need, I like Tyrone Tracy, not as much as you.
I think you have to. I think
how valuable is Tyrone Tracy to us?
I think he's. Let me talk you through, because obviously tight end is a more important position right now.
Yeah.
But Tyrone Tracy, one, it's a bit of a hedge for if Keon Coleman doesn't work out immediately. Bit of a hedge. Also a hedge with Juwan Jennings. Not the same thing, but he can be your slot receiver. I love him as a slot receiver. I love him as a running back.
And you've lost Deebo, so you've lost sort of a gadget guy.
So you need to double down, I think, a little bit here as to make sure that you're in a better position with losing Deebo. And you're going with rookies.
Tracy, for anybody watching, is listed as a running back, but he played wide receiver. He does everything. He's a Deebo. He's not a Deebo clone, but like he has the same sort of positionless.
At the very least, he is going to be your starting punt and kick returner in a league where kick returning is going to matter a great deal.
Had the exact
or so we suggest. I don't think Sinnott's going to be there at 176.
Nope.
But I have other tight ends that I like that I think will be there. I think Tip Rieman's going to be there for Illinois at 176. And
we'll see.
I'm a little bit concerned that we're not going to get Bortolini. But I think we have to double down on
Let's take it.
Athleticism and upside.
You know you're doing the Kyle Shanahan, technically drafting a running back in the middle rounds, right?
So be it. Here we go. Tyrone Tracy off the board. All right. We got a while. We got 176. So we need to make sure that our tight ends don't come off the board, the guys that we like. And by the way,
I would love to get an interior offensive lineman and
specifically a center. And I think we're going to be okay. If Ben Sinnott goes off at 149, okay, so that would have been a great one. Theo Johnson, have him. Tight end out of Penn State, all athleticism. He went just there. Have him.
Dallin Holker was interesting.
Yeah, and Colorado State's done a nice job. Zach Zinter at 162 makes me sad. I would have liked to have had him, but he probably would have needed a redshirt year with his broken leg. There goes Joe Milton at 169. Luke McCaffrey, have him at 172. And now here we go. Dylan Laub goes 174. That was your contribution to the public board there, Jake.
All right.
Okay.
So there's, take me through what you're thinking here.
I'm thinking we trade down.
Tip Rieman's right there.
I would take Riemann, but I'm thinking we go to, let's call up the Miami Dolphins. Let's see if the Dolphins, are interested at 184. And I'd say we go from 176 to 184
and pick up 241.
We can pick up 241.
And
this is okay. That's a hot mess. Okay.
What if
should we call up?
We could also get a next year's 7th from him.
We could, but I think we need to finish this draft, and I think we still want to address 2 positions. So who are our other friends in the league? Can we call up the New York Jets at 185 and say 185 for 256 and 257? That gives us 3 options. I don't know.
We're getting rid of 215. I don't like that value. Wait. Get rid of 215. Get rid of 215.
It's a 50-50 shot there. It's a lot of 7th. It's a lot of 7th.
That's okay. We kind of thrive in the 7th.
That's true. That is our round.
Probably
shouldn't.
Are you down for that?
I'm down for it because I think the Tip Rieman's still going to be there in 9 picks. Okay. And now it gives us another shot.
If another couple shots.
Well, then we're fucked. And this is the way that you have to play the game.
Right.
Let's see.
We take Bortolini.
Okay, they don't want it. Okay. They don't want it. What if we just toss in a 7th for next year? What? That doesn't make any sense.
It feels like we're trying too hard for this.
We're forcing it. Okay.
Is there anyone else we want to move to? What about Titans? Ran Carthon is running the Titans.
That's a great point. Let's talk to our friend Ran. Let's talk.
Okay. They've got something that's a little more appealing.
Talk to me.
Let's see.
You think of that 227 and 242? Yeah.
Let's just see 227. Wait, take off 242.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I'm in on that.
That's pretty rich. Can we get 252 out of them? No. For some reason we can't.
I think 227 is.
This is a good deal for us. I think it's a little. I think it says it's going to happen, but we're moving down.
Yeah.
Marginally
6 spots in the end of
we're getting another 7th. Okay.
I'm all in. I'm all in on this.
I mean, it's got to happen. There we go.
Pleasure doing business with you, Ran.
Thank you, Ran. Always. Good man. I don't know if he's a good GM, but good man. All right. Who are they going to take? Jamal Hayden, Jaheim Bell's off the board. There's Drake Nugent. I'm not a Nugent guy. Dylan Johnson. By the way, Dylan Johnson, the running back out of Washington, I think is such an underrated prospect. I think he's going to be like a viable NFL player year 1. All right, let's talk through who we have here. AJ Barner, pass. Tight end out of Michigan. Sorry, I think it's Tip Riemann through at 182.
Pull the trigger. You're gonna be upset if you don't get him.
No more talking. Now, Jake, I will say this is a collective experience here, and we have 215 and 227 remaining. I've gotten my 2 guys here in these rounds. I feel like we got to go back to the Jake Hutchinson well.
We will. We'll see what we're left with here.
Man, we gotta get a center though. Gotta get a center.
I know.
I feel like we're okay. Cody Schrader, Mizzou.
I'm sweating a little bit. Newsrad just went off the board.
Do we need to get back in and trade up?
No. We grit our teeth.
You're going to hold? You're going to hold
We grit our teeth and we hold.
White knuckle. Here we go. Okay. Now,
give me Tanner Bortolini right fucking now.
Okay. Can we talk through it? Because I'm going to click it. Josh Wallace out of Michigan is a viable option. Now, I don't think he can play the slot, but I think on the outside, he fits the 49ers scheme well. Frank Gore Jr. will be a fine player. 49ers don't need another running back. Same with Miriam Williams. Jalen Ford out of Texas is a very nice player. But yeah, there's a lot of running backs here. Daquan Hardy is a nice player as well. I can see that one. Have you watched any Dylan McMahon?
I have not. I'll be honest. If we had not picked up Renardo Green, I'd be more in the market for a corner, but we have not addressed interior offensive line, and Bortolini is my dude.
He's your center. We've already established this. Okay, so now we get to get real weird. 227. Tanner Bortolini off the board, 215. Right. I'm loving how we're handling this, Jake. We're Belichicking and still getting our guys.
Listen, I've done a lot of these drafts, and none of them have gone as well as this one so far.
Listen, this is the power of the war room.
All right.
Okay.
What do we think here?
I think Isaiah Davis is a really fun player. He's a running back out of South Dakota State. I think that there's a real upside with him.
We, to be fair, haven't drafted a defensive end, but I don't know if that's even an option this late.
Let's just take a look at who we have at defensive ends here, Jake.
Defensive end and also linebacker.
Okay. Trajan Jeffcoat. I know Trajan Jeffcoat. Not a bendy fella.
It's sick.
But he's got go. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know most of these folks. Let's see. None of these names are popping off the board for me.
No, let's see linebacker as well. This feels like linebacker.
Well, we all know who you would like to take is Jordan McGee, who is we're going to sign him as a priority free agent. He's a UDFA. Curtis Jacobs. Okay. Toss in.
Take a look at safety real quick.
Wow. Okay, safety. Trey Taylor. We watched Trey Taylor.
I
like Dominique Hampton. He's a good player. Okay. Let me talk to you a little bit about Dominique Hampton. Was not graded well. But
okay.
Big guy. This is kind of a Hufanga follow-up. And if you're going with sorry, we're doing this thing live. I mean, 74 tackles last year, 17 missed. That's not great. Lined up everywhere though, right? And look at that. Yep. There's some slot for you. 249. Played in the box, 296. He's big, so he can't really play the slot. Maybe we try to attack slot. Maybe we go look at corner, and we try to find a guy deep in the game here that can play the slot for us.
And again, let's check slot, and then if we don't like what we see, I think we take the little jackrabbit.
Okay, Willie Roberts, 5'11", 190. Let's see some of his stats here. A lot of coverage. Played a little bit of slot, mostly corner. Let's skip away. I don't recall watching that much Willie Roberts. Jarius Monroe. Okay. He played a lot of outside. That's fine. We're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Marcellus Dial. Hello. Another outside guy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have him mostly qualified as safety. Where's Trey Taylor lining up? He's Taylor kind of lined up in the slot.
Flexible. Okay. I just don't trust anyone who went to the Air Force. Like, it's not a...
That seems counterintuitive. You should trust them.
It's not that I don't trust them as people. It's that as prospects, I have... Anyone that had to weigh like 180 pounds to play.
Okay.
Hard for me to evaluate them.
This hurts me. But I think Kenny Logan is a really nice option. I think Kenny Logan was a really good player at Kansas. I somehow ended up watching a lot of Kansas football last year, mainly spite watching. I hate Kansas. They're my least favorite thing. Regardless, I think Kenny Logan is the right option here. I really do.
I'm down with that. And I think let's just real quick, Josh Proctor out of Ohio State.
Yeah, he played a lot of deep safety. He's a good player, though. He was a good player.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State often has like safeties that they
6', 205. I mean,
250. 250. Oh no, sorry, 6', 205. I thought he weighed 250. I was like, that's crazy for a safety. Okay. Before we select him, I want you to pull up running backs.
Oh wow. Okay. Who's the guy? Who are you hoping is there?
I'm talking about priority free agents here. I think we just want to come up with a plan here. Let's scroll down.
Wow, this is deep. Carson Steele, no. Jawar
Isaiah
Jordan.
Johnson's intriguing.
Josh Williams. Josh Williams is a pretty good player.
All right. Here's my pitch.
Tiny. Zone.
My pitch to you is
get out.
We draft the Kansas safety, scroll up.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we go get Isaiah Davis. Ideally, if he becomes available, he probably will get signed. And then we go get Jordan McGee, freak athlete out of Temple.
You better flip and hope he's here. Now, can we talk about Tua's brother? Because you're sitting at 227. I'm curious if we can move down. Let's see who's got just a low. Can we call up the Vikings and see if we can go 230 and 232?
We've done business with them before to get Ayuk.
Let's do it. Let's call up the Minnesota Vikings. Say, hey, Kevin O'Connell, can we get these two for this guy? And they're like, no, fuck off. And fair enough. Fair enough. Can we call up the Bengals and say, hey,
because this is a range.
We call all two of their scouts.
Really
they don't know who they're going to take here. Look at all these draft picks the Bengals had. Their two scouts are being worked to the bone. They can't be making good decisions at this point. No, they don't want it. Okay, this was a ham-brained idea. We're going to take the kid out of Kansas. Unless any of these names that you're seeing here, Zachary Franklin. Hey now. Zachary Franklin.
You could always take it. There's QBs I haven't watched, but the idea of drafting a Carter Bradley.
Well, I haven't watched any Carter Bradley. Can't lie to you. I watched a lot of Tua's brother. He's got a great deep ball. Great deep ball. Can't really do anything else. I've seen a little Evan Anderson in the interior. He's pretty good. I think Kenny Logan is the one guy that I got to
get. Kenny Logan. Good.
That's
size.
it. That's the draft, Jake. We're done. We're done. Here's our draft. Now let's see if any of our priority free agents go here. Trey Taylor goes to 230.
I still can't believe how early Dylan Laube went. Dylan Laube is like my freak.
They heard you.
Tiny, scat. Basically Isaiah Davis.
Isaiah Davis is gone. Darius Masau, Tyler Owens, Trey Knox, Trevin Wallace, Dallas Gant, Tua's brother. Damn.
If they don't give us an A+ grade for this, I'm gonna lose.
They won't, and that's fine because I'm giving us an A+ grade. This was a spectacular
Jordan
draft.
McGee did not get drafted,
so we can get Jordan McGee as a priority free agent. Sell him. Okay, so here's what we did. We need to be very clear about what happened because a lot of stuff happened here.
Yep.
1, we traded Deebo Samuel to the Indianapolis Colts for the number 15 overall pick. We got 94 and 211 back for Deebo. We sent 94 and 211 with Deebo for pick number 15. And by the way, second time's the charm when trading with the Indianapolis Colts for pick number 15 in the first round. It didn't backfire at all the first time. Wasn't it all a problem? If you can't tell them,
but remember the last time what we did is we traded down from their one spot to take a defensive tackle, and this time, we took the tackle, the freak athletic tackle who last time went to Tampa.
We're talking halfway through the season. That's right. Because Wilfs or what's Wilfs?
Tristan Wirfs. This time we're correcting that error, and we're taking a freaky athletic tackle.
We don't know how long Trent's got. I know that he's extended, but you know that McKivitz is a ticking time bomb. Halfway through the season, Fautanu can start at right tackle for you. You put Colt McKivitz back in his true place, which is swing tackle, backup guard.
Fautanu can probably start day one, if I'm being honest.
We'll find out. I'm being conservative here. He probably has to because you just traded Deebo Samuel for him. But Troy Fautanu at number 15. This is Jake's guy through and through. And I'm down with it. I think that he's right. I think that I like Alt. I like a lot of the guys that were taken above him. I think Fautanu is as good as any of them. Best offensive line in football last year, or was it the year before? This year. And I'm going to get that right at some point. Troy Fautanu at 15. Now, you don't have a Deebo Samuel. So you're like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And so we got a little frisky here.
I love this trade, by the way.
We went down to Tallahassee, but we traded 36 and 40. Or I'm sorry, we got 36 and 40.
We traded 31, 63, and 135, and then we got 2 second-round picks early in the second round.
Right. And we went to Tallahassee first for Braden Fisk, the defensive tackle, who we love and is just off the charts. He is off the charts good. Nothing about him other than you think he might be a little small. Everything about him athletically, everything about him production-wise, off the charts. He should be a first-rounder.
Just because there's a lot of 49ers fans listening, Some people have compared him to a familiar name, Justin Smith. There have been
He is also white.
There. But and has just like the bad tattoo, but just the crazy motor, just fights through everything and wreaks havoc in the middle.
Imagine the motor of like a 5th round dude who had to fight for everything in his life.
Yeah.
A guy who played at what was it? Western Michigan?
Western Michigan, I believe.
Western Michigan. So you're getting that Western Michigan motor on top of just absurd athletic scores.
Yep.
Love Braden Fisk at 36. I think it's a steal.
And then we had a gap to bridge
PFF
here.
is stupid. Then we made another trade. So
this one's great too.
We had 40, right? We just traded for 36 and 40, and we called up our good friends with the Houston Texans, and we said, hey, how about we move down a couple spots? We're going to give you that Trey Lance pick that we got from the Dallas Cowboys, which, by the way, the Trey Lance, I think, is going to be traded for more than any other quarterback from that class, which is great. And the guy who got picked last is going to make more than any of those quarterbacks.
And we give him 251, which is basically,
it's nothing. Whatever. It's nothing unless it turns into the guy. But traded 40. Or, I'm sorry, we traded 42. No, shit. This is a confusing chart. We traded 40, 124, the Trey Lance pick, which we could not take under any circumstances, and 251. And in return, we did what I said we shouldn't do. And we traded down 2 spots. So we're going to go at 42 in round 2 because we had 3 wide receivers that we really liked. So we wanted to give ourselves a little bit of collateral there. And we also
went
got
off the board fairly quickly after we took Keon Coleman.
We were right to not move down too far. So we got 42 and 86. This is obviously very easy for all of our listeners to follow. Much easier if you're watching on YouTube. So you should subscribe and smash that like button. Nice. So we then went back to Tallahassee and we got Keon Coleman. There were good options. There was Ricky Pearsall there. We could have gone with Xavier Legette. I think Keon Coleman is the highest floor of those guys and also has that big ceiling. I want that Legette ceiling. I want that Pearsall floor. I feel like Keon Coleman was the right option there.
And I think it's the thing of you trade the Trey Lance pick. You don't really want comparisons to what came out of Trey Lance. You muddy the waters a little bit. And the same thing with Deebo. You're really just going to replace him with a South Carolina kid?
You got to get weird. Got to mix it up a little bit. There's a lot of politics involved in this stuff. And then we're also sitting at 86. And this is where we get our number 2 corner. Renardo Green could have gone at 36 or 42, at least on our board. He's high on our board. Now, we don't have everybody ranked, if we're being honest. We found that out when we were in the 7th round. But we're big on Renardo Green.
He's as the 49ers would say, a gold star, a gold helmet, whatever they call it.
I don't know how he did in the classroom. I don't really give a shit how he did in the classroom. I think that this dude is...
He's a smart corner, though.
Yes, he's clever. He doesn't make mistakes. He's not someone you have to worry about getting burned because he has the athleticism and he just makes smart moves. Now, if somebody's just going to jump over him and Randy Moss him, so be it. He's going to be in the right position. He's a Kevon Looney type. He's going to be in the right position, except he's got a lot of athleticism too. Early Kevon Looney. So that's where we're at. We're Renardo Green at 86, and then we're hanging out in round 4. And who should be there but my guy, Tyrone Tracy Jr.
I love it. Break it like we talked about it before, but I think the way this hedges a little bit on Coleman, it provides a little bit of, I don't think, because people have talked about Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky as like a Deebo replacement because he's a short area. You throw the ball 5 yards and he runs. I don't think if you're going to invest a 2nd round pick, that's what you're looking for. No. So I think what Tyrone Tracy brings versatility, kickoffs, running back, slot. He can go anywhere.
Think of him as a big Ray improvement. And a possible Deebo fill in certain situations. You can move that running back out to wide receiver. You can, you're giving yourself a little bit of cushion with Christian McCaffrey, with your Z wide receiver, with your Y wide receiver. You're giving yourself some versatility. I want that versatility because honestly, with Coleman, you're kind of locked in a little bit more. It's more of a classic receiver. You're going to have to look at
an outside receiver.
So that's fine. I think he'd be good on early splits. I think he's a very George Pickens-y type. You'd love to have him. You'd love to have George Pickens. But
and also from the start, like with Fautanu, you're investing in Brock Purdy, right? You're investing in guys who can just play the wide receiver position, who can actually maybe separate versus man coverage.
What a concept.
Yeah.
Okay. So we take Tyrone Tracy at 132. And then we started sweating a little bit.
We traded, yeah.
We started sweating a little bit because I wanted Tip Riemann. I wanted them bad. And we made a trade, went to the Tennessee Titans, our good friend Rand Carthen, and said, hey, we got 176 here. Are you interested? And he goes, hell yeah, I'm interested. Honestly, we didn't even need 227 because we ended up not really knowing what to do with it. That's on us. I would hope that the 49ers would be more prepared, but you never know. Sometimes it ends up this way.
It's worth getting a little ammo when you know. But it was maybe not it was not the most well-informed decision.
We probably could have held, but what we really wanted to do was make sure that we had 2 swipes at a center in that round 6, round 7 range. Because if Tanner Bortolini, our guy, had gone off the board, we needed to bring in 2 offensive linemen at that point. Just to maybe one of them will work.
Agreed.
So we go to the Titans. We say, we'll give you 176. For some reason, they were like, hell yeah, let's do this, brother. I don't even know who they took. 182, 227 comes our way. 182, we go Tip Riemann.
Who's, by the way, tested off the charts athletically.
My guy. I'm hell-bent on Tip Riemann. Again, we talked about this a little bit with Sanat, the Kansas State tight end. Just wasn't utilized for his skill set. Be a much better pro than he was a college player. But he learned how to block, learned how to be a number 2 tight end. Love Tip Riemann. And while the 49ers are out here signing RFAs at tight end, I don't think you can have too much depth because I just don't know if you could trust George Kittle to give you more than 14 a year.
Or Cam Latu, who...
Is he even real? 215. We're sitting there. We're sweating. We're hoping. We're worrying. Tanner Bortolini, who
this is the money ball.
That's exactly right. We amalgamated our RBIs and our runs. Is Bortolini the number 1 center on your board? Because we did have Jackson Powers available to us at 36.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great name. I don't know. I feel like great centers are always available like late. I don't know what it is. Like they're always available like a late round 2. I mean, Creed Humphrey went after Aaron Banks, late round 2.
You bring that up, knowing that it will upset me. Yeah, I love Bortolini here at 215. I think it's great value. I'm not sure how realistic it is. I'm not sure how realistic.
I think he's going to be gone in like round 4.
You think that in real life he'd be at 132?
I think he could go honestly a little earlier. It depends on needs because some teams, I just have trouble seeing him beyond 150 at the latest. Like he's too athletic. I loved his tape. The way he gets off the line, there's too many teams running similar versions of what the 49ers do with outside zone, and he just has the perfect get off the line of scrimmage and go find somebody to fit into that scheme. For him to be at 215 is not believable. But listen, we were going to listen to what this draft told us and do it that way.
And then Kenny Logan, who is pretty much the only name we knew.
Right. It gets weird. We also wanted the Jackrabbit running back who could have been fun.
It's true. There were a couple of good options, but you probably do need to get another safety in there. And safeties are so poorly rated in general. I think Kenny Logan gives you some defensive versatility.
And then we signed Jordan McGee as an undrafted free agent out of Temple.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so PFF says that we got a B. They are wrong. This is an A+ draft that is going to aggravate and annoy everyone.
Yes. I would also like to point out that we made 4 trades. One of them was with Adam Peters. One of them was with D'Amico Ryans and Nick Caserio. And then the other one was with Rand Carthon. So just doing business with friends. Just little pats on the back there. Friends help friends.
I would say that Chris Ballard is also a friend, given the gift that was given so long ago.
We've done good business before.
By the way, I feel like that's a big win for the Colts too. I feel like it's a win-win. 49ers are getting their starting left tackle of the future. They're giving up a wide receiver that probably has a year.
We gave up a lot. We gave up a lot. Deebo Samuel, a fairly decent 3rd round pick. Not early, but it's still a 3rd round pick.
We still picked at 86 because we were able to trade down, right? Like we were able to make it work. Now, let's be real about this. We're operating in a vacuum, more or less. This is not the 49ers way in and of itself. Thinking, okay, well, we'll be able to get that one back down the line and this and that. This is not their way. But I like this. I feel really good about
draft.
This is a good experience.
This is my favorite mock draft that I've done so far. And not just because I got to spend it with you.
I think every Monday we'll just go to the war room and we'll just hash this thing out. Why not?
Yeah, we're closing in on the draft.
It's really happening. We need to start going through some like pretty serious positions, but I feel like this is a better exercise in terms of talking through the players that we like, the players that we don't like. Let's see who's practical in our spots. Next time maybe we don't do as aggressive a trade. Maybe we actually take someone at 31. It's a thought. It's an idea.
Or we trade down. Who knows?
Anything else we need to talk about?
No, I don't think so.
I just want to. What's the equivalent of roster baiting with the draft board? When you just sit there and you love the team that I just did that with my fantasy baseball team. I'm just like, look at these stallions.
I know. Well, I will say my March Madness bracket came to a screeching halt. No one cares. But I did have a perfect region, which freaked me out.
That's wild.
Pretty cool.
That's wild. The fact that you cannot win in March Madness with a perfect region is absurd.
It's disturbing.
And probably a good reason to never do a bracket again, which I stopped doing them like 5 years ago. And let me tell you, I can't actually say that it's increased my enjoyment of the NCAA tournament because I just don't care. I just don't care. I just don't think about it. I barely watch it. I watch baseball all weekend. And of course, Tip Reman tape.
I love it. I think that's it. I think we nailed this draft.
10 out of 10. No,
I would just say to any of you watching, to all you watching, thank you. Follow us on YouTube to get more of this weird draft nonsense, but also expert weird draft nonsense.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, it's an important distinction. But we're going to do more of this. If you like it, subscribe, leave a comment, call us idiots. We actually don't mind that.
No, trust me, we know. We start.
But
look at these stats.
I love it.
Unbelievable.
I love it.
All right.
And don't forget we stole a guy from the Seahawks. So if you don't think
that's the important distinction. The Seahawks couldn't get him. And all you had to do was give up the best wide receiver you've had in 10 years. That's fine.
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. I'm going to go look at the cap ramifications of such a move, and we'll find out on the back end. We'll see if any of them is even plausible. But they got a rookie quarterback. They should be okay. Okay, Jake. Talk to you later, buddy.
See ya.